Cordae just dropped a new 4-pack EP. It is called Just Until, and it is probably the new EP until we actually end up getting his new album. And there's 4 tracks on this. All of them are super diverse and they're all great. But guys, actually, before we get into this, hit the subscribe button because we're going to be doing reviews on the weekly. This is just one of many that we did, and our previous one was on Brockhampton. So Lou, take us through the vibe of this small EP and let us know what we could expect from it.
Yeah, so Cordae said that none of these songs are actually going to be on the album, which is actually a good sign that it shows that he has confidence to put out music and have more in the vault for the album, because he could have easily have said, okay, I'll see how the reception is on these songs, and if one of them ends up being a hit, I'll throw it on the album. But he said, fuck that. I want to just put this out to make my fans eat. And we really ate on this one because all 4 songs are great. And I want to start off by talking about the actual content matter, because for me, that was the biggest takeaway, is what he's actually rapping about on each song.
Absolutely. And there's a little diversity in this because you'll see victory laps, and then, maybe you'll get more trap aesthetics where he's talking about, the cars that he's driving and buying his girl a Birkin bag on Wassup. And then after that, you'll maybe get more introspection about actually, him talking to his mother on Thornton Street. So I loved how diverse he got with the content and actually how personal he got, because throughout every track, I got something different from it. And it was just like I was able to understand the headspace he was in at the moment.
100%. And that's exactly what it does. It gives you an update on Cordae and where he's at mentally. And on a song like More Life, the opening track, it's really about him talking about like how happy he is to have found his purpose, and how, he feels ready to kind of take over the game. And, he has bars in the EP where he says like, I'm the leader of this new generation and no one's kind of coming close to me. And for the most part, he is in that upper echelon of lyricists for the new generation. And he is really, kind of leading that wave. Apart from that, Thornton Street was beautiful. As you know, it's kind of a love letter to his mom, and him rapping about how his mom gave up her dreams because, she was 15 years old when she was pregnant and she had him. And what I love about Cordae is that I feel like with each song that he releases, he's giving you another piece to the puzzle of his life. And I feel like at the end of his discography and career, it's going to be a complete puzzle where we have different elements of his life all fall into one. And I just love that I'm getting to know Cordae more and more with every single release, and it's beautiful because of how introspective he is throughout all of his songs.
Go to a song like Dream in Color, you also get talk about, just the type of bad energies in his life, and about how, his manifestation process is either working against him or working with him, and, how these different energies in his life has been able to get him to a certain spot, and like, where he's at with everything. And, I think it was also where he was talking about playing basketball with Kyrie too, so that was cool as well. It gives you a bit of a taste of his lifestyle, and it's more of a humble flex more than anything, because that's what I think Cordae's on. So all in all, I'm actually going to say that the content was amazing. It was really out of this world, and obviously wasn't perfect. I don't think we've ever given a perfect score yet for that.
Yeah,
but
we're going to kind of be harsh on that perfect rating. Like only very, very elite projects and albums will get
absolutely
that.
And we're also grading this from an EP sort of standpoint, so this is going to be different from how we grade mixtapes or projects. But it was cool because the content wasn't lacking. It was diverse. Every song had something different to offer. But now let's actually go into the artist's performance, because Cordae actually put on a real good performance here.
He put on a fucking show, man.
Man, it was crazy. It was absolutely nuts. It was cool because we actually got more melodies from him. Like if we're looking at Dream in Color, like I didn't think he was going to come at us with that melodic performance. And I know we looked at each other while we were listening to the EP, and we're like, fuck, is that actually Cordae? And it gets us wondering, like, what else does he have in store?
Yeah, and at first I was really like caught off guard because I saw that there was no feature on Dream in Color. So I'm like, okay, this is really Cordae.
Yeah.
And how seamless it is for him to switch from rapping to singing also blew my mind. Like it didn't seem like an awkward transition at all. And apart from that, his performances are great. Even if you look at Wassup, where he kind of has that back and forth with Young Thug, that was great. And I love that because he's bringing that back into hip hop. He did that on R&P with Anderson .Paak on the Lost Boys. So that's a style of traditional hip hop that kind of has gone extinct for the most part in this new generation, because it's so rare to get it. But when you do get it, and when Cordae's pulling it off, it works. And it also goes to show that he can have chemistry with pretty much any artist that you throw at him.
Not only that, but I think like once you're able to see where he's at with everything, and the way that he was able to set up the EP to give you that sort of content matter that allows you to dive deep into his mind, and allows you to understand different things and different energies that he's going to be putting into his music. It's cool to see because it also gives you an idea of where he's at creatively. Like I'm hearing Young Mogul vibes. I'm hearing something like him really just projecting his energy out there and him talking about stuff that, yes, it means something to us, but imagine what that actually means to him. And just for me to be able to feel that energy through like our laptop speakers is fucking incredible.
It is.
And, I love the way he was going with it.
Yeah, 100%. And I also love how, he had the three verses on Thornton Street. And not only that, but I mean, the fact that Cordae is giving us some real storytelling on here, goes to show that he really is able to paint a vivid picture, as he says in the actual lyrics on the EP. And that's something that he did on the Lost Boy too, and that's something that I'm looking forward to on the next album too, where he can literally paint us a picture and depict it with amazing rhyme schemes, flow switches, and just an arsenal of bars that not many other people in his lane could really pull off.
So I would have to say that the artist performance was actually amazing.
It was amazing once again.
It was amazing. There was nothing short but amazing. And the reason why I don't think it was good is because maybe like there was room to lack with it or whatever it was, but every single track Cordae showed up and he gave it his all, and it felt personal and it felt like the actual energy was there.
So far he's 2 for 2 on the amazing scale, which is it's pretty good for a start.
Absolutely.
Next up, we're going to talk about the actual features on this project, and we got 2 of them. We got Q-Tip on More Life, and then we had gotten Young Thug on Wassup. So to start off, which one did you prefer and why?
I'm gonna give it to Thug. I just like Q-Tip had a fantastic hook on More Life. I love the way it started the EP. It was super melodic, and it was cool because I feel like it was more of a cosign more than anything. It wasn't like Q-Tip giving a verse, or it wasn't him doing anything too extra. It was just
I think he got that connection from Anderson .Paak because he actually was featured on the song Cheers off of Oxnard. So
maybe he probably got it to that, or maybe Dr. Dre. We don't know. But anyways, that's a ridiculously big cosign to get. But going on to Thugger on Wassup, it's like I didn't expect them to go back and forth like that. And, it was great. It was there. And I think like I would need to see more bangers be formed like that, where there's that back and forth towards it. And honestly, the only reason why I'm going to have to give the features a good rating is just because like I think Cordae stole the show out of the whole feature list. I don't think that most of the Young Thug and the Q-Tip feature were obviously needed, but it's just like I was okay without them regardless.
They were really good features. Like, they didn't miss at all. I don't feel like they didn't, perform up to par. But like you said, like, this EP would have been just as good kind of without them, I would say. So you can say that they were good, but not, fantastic. They didn't kind of blow my fucking head off. You know what I mean?
I definitely get where you're coming from.
So yeah, definitely good, but nothing more.
But how would you feel about that going into his new music, about him having like, let's say, collaborators like Young Thug on here?
Look, I mean, if you look at the Lost Boy, I mean, he had Chance the Rapper, Pusha T, Anderson .Paak. He had a whole lot of features on that project. And I feel like coming on this next one, I would like him to kind of stick to maybe a couple of features and maybe an R&B feature, maybe get some Bryson Tiller, and maybe go for some more lyrical stuff with maybe a J.Cole feature.
Absolutely.
That's a collab that I'm looking forward to.
And there's always something interesting to look into Cordae's music, and that's actually his production, because he has such unique productions and he's always choosing something different. Like, he could take beats like, let's say, Take a Day Trip, where it's more trap influence and there's more like, guitar melodies and, trap influenced beats and not beats, 808s, let's say. And then you get something like Thornton Street, which is completely different and has soul samples in it and sounds like, Drizzy Drake's about to go on this.
And it's on Thornton Street, it's a very kind of basic drum pattern, and you get these sampled background vocals, which sounded amazing. And for me, I mean, Cordae always has great beat selection. And, also if you look at a song like the second song on this EP,
Dream in Color,
more of an R&B type of a vibe to it. And you had like these finger snaps, and it just felt really complete, and it really complemented Cordae's vocals overall.
Absolutely. And I loved the additional vocals on that song too, especially like how the intro was a bit stretched out and allowed you to ride with it. Like, I always like that in Cordae's music, is that it's just one big fucking vibe. Like, you could ride out to his music, you could play it in your apartment, you could play it for your girl, you could do whatever you want with Cordae's music, and it'll always sound fresh. Not only that, but the engineering on this is super crisp. Like, I feel Cordae's vocals were so well mixed and mastered.
They were.
That it allowed you to feel that personal touch from him, and that was something that was really big and grand within just a 4-song EP production. Imagine what you're going to get on his next studio album.
Yeah.
And it was it was like this was the best case scenario for his production.
Yeah.
I don't think he could have gone anywhere else because it didn't sound too much like The Lost Boy or his old aesthetic, and it wasn't anything too far off. It was just, it sounded like everything was upgraded.
What I love is that, you know, Cordae's production never really overpowers his vocals. He always has command over a song. He always has that control, and the beats are never too overwhelming. So I'm kind of stuck in the middle between a good and an amazing score. So what would you give it?
Amazing.
You'd give it amazing?
I give it amazing.
That's
Like,
fair. I'll agree with you.
I'm a big fan of this project. I think it was so well put together. And the thing with the good rating is that obviously there's room for improvement. It's just like, for myself, I was listening to the production, I don't know where there is to improve on it, because I went through the EP like a couple of times and I was just like, okay, fuck it. Like, this is really well
Almost
done.
no flaws, yeah.
Almost no flaws to this. Like, obviously it's not perfect. Like, I wouldn't say it's like MBDTF or like, you know, Daytona level, but it's definitely there. And that's what I want to see from Cordae in the future.
Yeah, exactly. So now I want to ask you, like, after hearing it, obviously you only heard it the first time and ran through it once, but do you feel as if it's going to be in your constant rotation throughout the year as it goes on?
Well, yes and no. I do think that it's going to be in my rotation for the next couple of months, but until he drops his studio album, that's going to completely replace it. But for the next couple of months, this is going to be really heavy in my rotation. I think there's a song that matches every mood for me.
It does.
Like, you know, Dream in Color is a bit more melodic, and there's the vocal samples on it, so that was great.
Cordae singing on there, which shows his, you know, versatility.
Absolutely.
Again.
If I want more of a banger, I go to Wassup, which was, you know, perfectly produced by Take a Day Trip as usual, which, you know, they ended up doing Broke as Fuck on the Lost Boy, which was crazy, and Young Thug had a fantastic part on that too. If I want more introspective Cordae, I have it through Thornton Street and you know, and More Life with his manifestation process. So yes, I think it's going to have amazing replay value just because it's going to be in my rotation for a good portion of this year.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to stick with me too. I mean, more so I would say the introspective tracks, because I love when Cordae, you know, is kind of just talking to you and, you know, giving you I would say those reminders of where he's at mentally and how he's kind of always looking to improve himself. That's something that I'm seeing, you know, within himself as a human, and also just as an artist, that he's always looking to get better and he's always looking to improve. And, you know, this new album is going to be coming soon, and it looks like, from what he said on the last bar of Thornton Street, that it's going to be called From a Bird's Eye View. So do you think that that's guaranteed going to be the album title? Or
I don't know. I have no idea.
It seems like it, though. The way that he said it, the way that he rapped it, it seems like it will be, and it sounds like a good album title. I feel like it'll maybe come summertime or at the latest the fall, but after delivering such a quality EP, he can wait a couple more months, because this is going to hold us over for a while.
Absolutely, and that's why I'm going to have to give the instant replay value, an amazing score, because yes, it will tie me down until he gets something,
Definitely.
upgraded to us. And imagine, this was such a well done EP. You know, think about what the main studio album is going to be like. And I think that's why we have to give this overall score amazing. You know, we've just ran through everything and everything's clocked in at that for us. So, you know, what are maybe some improvements that we could expect for the next project?
Some improvements, I would say, I mean, look, in terms of Cordae himself, I think that he knocked it out of the park with this project. If he's going to go with the singing route, I want to see it more than once. I don't want to see it on, let's say, one track on the album. I want it to be present throughout the entire track list.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I mean, there's not many more improvements to make. I feel like the production maybe could be slightly improved, but overall it was still great. Apart from that, he knocked it out of the park with the lyricism. The storytelling was on point, and he really painted a vivid picture throughout every song and really gave us a reminder of where he's at with his music and with himself.
Thank you guys for watching the whole video. Hit that subscribe button to join the family. We're doing weekly reviews. We're giving you guys all the updates in the industry. Plus, we have our series called What to Expect, where we actually take you through the album before it drops. Plus, if you guys want to chat with us, you guys could join our Discord server. The link is in the bio. You guys could talk hip hop with us there. Thank you guys for watching again. And guys, I'll see you on the next one.